Dear students, so today we are going to see how we can pass arrays as function parameters to functions. So till now we have seen the cases of sending variables or values to a function and process it and all those things we have seen. So we have seen two methods, one is call by value and other one is call by reference. So in case of value, a copy will be manipulated or processed inside the function, while if it is called by reference, the actual function will be processed. So in that case, we will be sending the memory location or the address of the variable to the function, and function will be accessing the data from that memory location. So here we are going to see how we can send an array. Okay, an array can be sent as function parameter. So if we have an integer array, we want to send that array into a function, and the array data need to be accessed within the function. Some processing need to be done and we want to get a final output. So let's see that case. So first we are going to see the case of 1D array. So we are using a simple program here. So what I'm planning is I'll be having an integer array, say an array having 5 elements, and I want to use a function which will give me the sum of the values in the array. Okay, so I need to add all those 5 values in the array, and the function should give me the sum as the return. So I will be sending the function itself and the addition will be happening within the function. So let's see how it can be done. So I'm adding the library, okay, that is stdio.h. Now I'm defining the function. So I want the function to return sum. So the return type should be integer, and I'm naming it as sum. Okay. Now, when we want to pass a function or receive, when we want to pass an array, then this is the best sign convention or the order we can use. So first I'm telling the size. If it's a one-dimensional array, it is going to have just one number, which is basically the number of columns, because one row and n columns. So n is basically the size. So for example, if you are defining a 1D array or say an integer array int x of 5, so that 5 is the size of that one-dimensional array. So first variable should be the determining the size, so int n, and second you can talk about the array. Okay, and I'm not giving any value in there. I will tell you why is that. Okay, so this is the basic format. This is a function prototype. Okay, so in sum, the first is the size, second the array name. Okay, without any values in the bracket. So I'm not specifying the size, and I will tell you why is that's done in that way. Then I'm defining two global variable I and say total. Because I'm going to use that, I will tell you why I declared them globally. Now I'm writing the main function. So in main, and within it, first I'm defining an array. We will let an integer array x having size 5, and I'm defining the values here itself. Okay, so I have the different values. Now I need a variable in which I can store the value returned from the function. So I'm using the variable total. Okay, so I defined it globally so that it will be accessible everywhere. So I can directly use total here without defining it as in total, because it already defined globally, so it can be accessed anywhere within the source code. So now I'm calling the function. The function is sum of. So the first parameter is size, which is 5, and the second parameter is the array. Okay, that's done. Now I can just print the value. Say the sum is it's an integer, so %d, and the value should be total. Okay, whatever value I'm getting as return from the function will be taken out. So return 0. That's the end of the main function. Now I'm going to write the function total. So I'm taking the function definition from there, just remove the semicolon and have the function. Now I'm going to write the different statement. So here I need to have a sum or a total, and I'm making it 0 because I will be adding one value. I will be reading one value, will be adding it to it. Okay, the process we used to follow for finding the sum of values. So I need a for loop so that I can have I can read all the values. So I less than, the size is n, so I'm specifying it as n, I plus plus. Okay, next what I want to do is total is equal to total plus ARR of I. What is ARR of I? So in the first time it is going to be A of 0, second iteration A of 1, A of 2, A of 3, everything will get added to the total, and I will be getting the final value in total, and I can return total. Now this value will be the result here, which will be assigned or stored in this total. Okay, and it will be printed. So this is that simple program where I have passed an array as a function parameter. So this format you should remember. First, always pass the size of the array, then you just pass the array without anything inside the bracket if it is a one-dimensional array. Okay, and I'm running it, so I need to save it. So I'm saving it as save array 1D. Okay, that will be array one-dimensional array, and you can see that I have the result. The sum is 15. You can see here 1 plus 2 3, 3 plus 3 6, 6 plus 4 10, 10 plus 5 15. So I got the value. Now I'm going to tell you what happens if I'm writing something inside here. Say if I'm writing 0. Okay, I'm running it, no change for the result. Or else if I'm typing in say 100, again I'm running it, no change for the result. Okay, I'm just trying, I'm curious, and I'm writing it as -1. Now it will throw an error. Okay, so basically whether you give any value in there or you don't give anything at all, or you don't give a value which is 300 anything, it doesn't matter, because when I already told you, when we are passing arrays, it works as the call by reference pattern. So when I say array ARR, so when I pass this, the value received here is the address of the first element. Whether I say it as ARR of 0, ARR of 100, 100, 200, 300, whatever, it doesn't matter. It will receive the address location of the first element. So simply writing ARR is more than enough. It will work perfectly fine. So this is how we deal with the case of 1D array. Now we are going to think about how to do or how to handle when it is a 2D array. Okay, so let's take this code. I'm copying this so that I can reuse it. Now I'm going the case of passing 2D array. Okay, when I'm passing 2D array, I'm going to do the same function. I'm going to add all the elements in a 2D array, and I'm going to give the sum. So here we know that there are two parameters. For a 2D array, there will be m and n. Okay, x of mn, x of 2 3, x of 4 5. So there are basically two size values, one row value and one column value. So here also you should specify two values, int m, int n. Okay, and here the first part you can leave as blank, just like what we did in the last case, but you should specify the second value. That is a must. Only if you specify the second value, it will work properly. We have discussed the case of pointers as arrays. Okay, in the previous video we have seen that how to consider a array. The first location of an array is a pointer. Similarly, if you are going for multi-dimensional array, that is the concept what we are using here. So if you are going for a multi-dimensional array, what it does is it will consider it as a set of arrays. Okay, a set of one-dimensional arrays. Okay, say if the size of an array is x of 2 3. So what it does, it consider the whole thing as 2 3, which means two elements having three values. Okay, so that part is a bit confusing. We are not going much into it. You just, for this current video, will stick on to this part that we can discuss later. So here ARR, the first column you can leave blank, or you can fill some data, just like the earlier case. Even if you fill 100, 200, 300, doesn't make any difference. So better you leave it as blank. The first can be blank, but in the second there should be a value. and that value should be already defined. That is the problem. Okay, so you cannot give this int m and int n after this. It will throw an error. You won't be getting the result as expected. So always go for the size first, and then inside excuse me, inside you can give the column number. So this is the way the function definition or the prototype should be. Now in here, what we are having is a 2D array. So I'm going for a 2D array. Let it be an array having size 2, 3. Okay, and I'm defining the elements. So the first, so it's having 2 rows and 3 columns. So let the first row be something like that, and the second row be something like this. So I have defined a 2D array. Now I'm going to pass the parameters. So the parameter should be number of rows or the size, row size, column size, and the array, just as we have given here. So that is done, and this remains same because it's going to give some value. It will be saved in total, and I'm going to print that. Now what is the modification needed here? Now it is a 2D array. So to read all the contents in a 2D array, we need a nested for loop. So there should be one for loop with I and for loop with j. So we need another component j. So I am defining it globally itself so that I can use it anywhere, or I can define it here also, no problem. Okay, so the for loop is ready, but here the value should be m. First it should be row, then it should be column. And now I'm going for the second one, that is for j equal to 0, j less than n, because the column size is n, j plus plus. Okay, here it should be arr ij, because now it's 2D. So a00, a01, okay, a02, then it's going to be a10, a11, arr12. So that's how it will get added, and you will be getting the result. So let's see this. So I need to save it. I will save it as say arr 2D. Okay, so it threw an error. Let's see what the error is. Its error says that, okay, here we haven't changed it. Okay, we changed the prototype, but we forgot to change the definition part. Here also it should be int m, int n, okay, and this should be like this. Now it should be okay. Now you can see here we got the result. And what is the sum of all the values? 1 plus 1 plus 1, 3. Then this is 2 times 3, which is 6. 3 plus 6, you'll be getting the value as 9. Okay, so this is how we pass arrays as function parameters. Okay, so you should be passing, if it is a 1D array, you need to pass the size and the array name. This bracket you can fill or you can leave it blank. Better leave it blank so that there won't be any confusion. And here you can leave the first bracket blank, not the second one. And if you are going for a 3D array, you will be having one more. So only the first can be left blank, all other values should be filled. Okay, so this is a case of 1D and 2D array as parameters for function. Okay, so this is a very simple one. And what if you want to pass 2 arrays? Okay, if you want to pass 2 arrays and you want to add all the elements together. Okay, so let's try this one. If I need to pass 2 arrays, okay, let those arrays are having same size. So I'll be having one more array, say arr2. Okay, I'm assuming both are having same size. So automatically here also I need to have int arr. Okay, so I'll change that. Now there is an x available with me. I am sending x twice. Okay, so what happens? X of 5, x of 5, both will be sent. Or okay, you want giving another name, doesn't make any difference, but let's try that also. Just put it like this: y of 5 equal to say 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Okay, just for a change I'm doing that. This is also integer. and I will be passing x and y. This is just to avoid confusion. Even if I do it like the same as what we did earlier, it's perfectly fine. Now what happens is that here I need to add not only the value from the first array, also the value from the second array. So ARR2 also is getting added. Now I can simply run this. Now you see I'm getting the value 55, which is the sum of both the arrays. So this is basically uh, the first one is 15, then if you add these also, you are going to get it as 55. The sum of the first 10 numbers is 55, so I'm getting that. So this is how I pass two arrays, three arrays, four arrays. How many arrays you want, you can pass as function parameter. Only thing is that you should be very careful that you should give the size and also the array name. And if it is 2D array, both the row size and column size should be given, and the first you can leave blank. Okay, we have seen this. If you are doing it like this, I'm getting the value as 9. So if I enter 100 here, no difference. That's what I said. You can leave it blank. But you cannot leave the second column blank. I can show you what happens if I leave this as blank. Now it will throw error. Okay, because it is passing as a pointer, and if it is a 2D array, we should specify the second value. Okay, second value need to be specified. Hence, if you specify it, you're going to get it properly. So this is how we pass arrays as function parameters. I hope it is clear. If you have any doubts, please feel free to contact. Thank you.